Singer R. Kelly is speaking out for the first time since being arrested and charged on 10 counts of felony aggravated sexual abuse of young girls. He's been accused of everything from child pornography to running a sex cult over the past 25 years. But Kelly maintains his innocence and that he's the real victim.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
Joining me now exclusively is an old friend, Drew Pinsky, an addiction specialist and doctor to the stars. Dr. Drew, what do you make of that interview? He's obviously extremely emotional, explosive, and I was worried about Gayle King for a moment there.
Yeah, I'm, it's good to see you, Laura, by the way. And I got to tell you, this is a lot of celebrities have been scrutinized lately, and this is the first time I've been frightened for him, for somebody. I'm fearful this guy could hurt himself. I mean, he really, his back is against the wall. He's financially in very serious trouble. He couldn't afford his bail. He couldn't afford child support. So today he was arrested on this. He can't have access to his children. He's being accused of very serious crimes. He is in big trouble, and he is in desperate straits. So I'm actually worried about this guy.
Well, does it seem to some extent, can you tell? I mean, it's difficult. It almost seems like it's like an ongoing reality show drama. The standing up, hitting your chest. I mean, it seems choreographed a little bit. I mean, if I'm not an expert, you are, but that's just a layman's.
Well, what you're looking at is you're thinking to yourself, I think he doth protest too much, right? It's like, it's a little too much. It's excessive. Doesn't mean he did it. We just don't know. We can't know for sure. I mean, look, we're looking at a lot of celebrities' life with a new lens. I feel like we've all woken up from the slumber of the 70s when anything goes. I mean, look at some of the lyrics from music from that era. They're talking about 14-year-olds half the time. All of a sudden, we've begun to scrutinize these people that we have idolized merely because of their music or their appearance on television or movies, and it has been seductive and it is ridiculous. We're looking at things very realistically now. Go ahead.
Yeah, he talked about what the parents of the girls, the alleged victims, their role in all of this. Let's watch.
Azriel Clary, what can you tell? What is your relationship with her?
Right now, I'm seeing her.
You were seeing her?
Yeah, she's 21. I'm seeing her.
She's 21.
Yeah.
But did you start seeing her at 17?
Absolutely not.
Did you have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although her parents wanted me to.
Again, Dr. Drew, I mean, could that happen? I guess it could if parents.
Well, you must not have seen the Michael. You must not have seen the Michael Jackson Leaving Neverland documentary, where whether or not those allegations are true or not, you see how for somebody to be seduced, to seduce a young person, you have to seduce the entire family. And fame, we elevate people with fame to such a degree we are easily seduced by it. And it's possible. I don't know. We just don't know what has actually gone on. One of the things he did say, a couple things that jumped out at me about his interview that I thought were very interesting. One is he compartmentalized a lot. He talked about R. Kelly versus Robert. And my understanding is he had some very serious trauma himself. And that's how people are traumatized think. They compartmentalize the self and their emotions. And that's sometimes how they carry out things that are not good. This compartmentalized piece of themselves is disavowed. That's not really me. I'm really Robert. And they can do some awful stuff and be a good person at the same time. That's one thing that jumped out at me in this particular interview, that there seemed to be a good deal of compartmentalization. The other thing is something that I see celebrities do all the time, which is the name they use out in the world, R. Kelly again versus Robert, is not just compartmentalization. The thing you know of as the celebrity, they distance themselves from, as though, well, that's just a cartoon character. So when people criticize that celebrity, R. Kelly, it really doesn't get through to me, Robert.
Dr. Drew, I also want to get your thoughts on another big star. You mentioned the issue with Michael Jackson. And HBO is out with this new documentary about MJ called Leaving Neverland. And it details years a superstar allegedly abused two young boys. Let's watch.
There's no thoughts of this is wrong or anything like that.
He told me if they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail for the rest of our lives.
Dr. Drew, why is this coming out now? I mean, he did it. It was on trial. You know,
yeah.
he won. He has settlements. He's dead.
Right.
What's going on here?
Well, we don't know with these guys. We don't know whether the allegations are true or not. But I will tell you, the documentary shows, again, the grooming process precisely at how it happens. If you saw Oprah's interview after the Leaving Neverland second part, she, excuse me, she talks about that. How this is really an important thing for people to understand, that it's something that people are drawn into. It's not painful and it's not an attack. It's a grooming process. And by the same token, because they loved that as a celebrity, they loved Michael Jackson, they wanted to protect him, they had all these ambivalent feelings that when they really woke up to what he had been doing to them, there was a flood of emotions, and then there was a desire to talk about it. So the theory here, if these allegations are true, is they finally got enough distance. And in fact, in both men's case, it was the fact that they had children that they started to look at the child and go, oh my God, somebody did something to me when I was young. This is unbelievable. And that's where the emotional flood broke through. And somebody chose to tell the story, whether it's true or not.
Yeah, again, but he's obviously not around to defend himself.
Right.
None of us knows if it's true or false, but that's the difficulty with doing
Laura,
it.
I just think, like I tell you, I just think we are waking up from a slumber. I really do. I really believe that we are waking up from a slumber from the 70s. I've been saying this all the years I was on Level. I kept saying there is horrible things going on, and we are accepting it. And we look at when you look at the pictures of Michael Jackson and now running around with the kids, you go, oh my God, how do we all were groomed into sort of accepting that.
Yeah,
we have been through a period of history where a lot of things were acceptable that were not acceptable. And
I think a lot of things are still acceptable to a lot. I disagree with you. I think there's a lot of stuff that is pushing the envelope in Family Hour TV. That's all out the window. I mean,
agreed.
I don't know.
But
I mean, maybe on some
up.
of this stuff, but I think the envelope is pushed. I mean, you just watch some of the award shows, the way people
you are correct, but
I
don't disagree with you at all. But there's stuff we are waking up to as though we've been in some kind of weird summer. Just listen, look at the lyrics of songs from the 70s sometime, and think about what some of these rock stars were doing with young children. And people were like, "Oh, they're rock stars. What are you supposed to do?" Well, we're waking up.
Well, Michael Jackson actually responded to some of these allegations in an interview on 60 Minutes back in 2009 with Ed Bradley. Let's watch.
If I would hurt a child, I would slit my wrists. I would never hurt a child.
Do you still think that it's acceptable to share your bed with children?
Of course. Of course. Why not?
He went on to say, as long as it's platonic, and that was from 2003, by the way.
No, nothing okay about it. I don't care who the 30-year-old man is. No, I don't care who he is. I don't care if half his one half of his brain tissue is gone. No. That is not okay. Listen, if you watch the documentary, the kids talk about how they would go to toy stores and load baskets full of toys and run out. You would not let that happen as a parent. That's not your job. Is to teach kids how to get effectively into the world. And guess what? The world can be a very frustrating place.
Yeah.
You don't get what you want all the time. Just going to the toy stores had me jumping out of my skin.
Where were the parents? That's the same question. Where were the parents? I mean, everybody's seduced by the fame. Dr. Drew, it's great to see you. It's great to have you on tonight. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.